So today I want to talk about a small business how-to tip, and that's about leasing equipment. We have leased from CIT, Canon printer, and have for years. And then about 3 years ago, we leased again whatever the new advanced color printer was. But what happened in the interim, like especially over the course for us, over the course of the last 2 years, is that everything that we used to print basically is now being delivered electronically. So we're stuck with this big lease. For the last year, I have been calling them and trying to negotiate our way out of this lease, and they've just been absolutely not interested in that. And then finally, we were moving. I did not want to take this machine with me. We literally weren't using it anymore. And also with the sort of the economic downturn, it just made no sense to be, sending them $1,500 a month or whatever. So, but I kept paying, I kept talking to them, no response. And finally I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to pay this anymore, and I'm going to tell them that they can come and pick it up. We called over 3 separate times and spoke to 3 separate people in different departments, and they're like, well, we don't want the machine. And I'm like, you tell me this is an expensive machine, but you don't want it. But anyway, so they were like, no, we don't want it. So finally what we've done is we have found some place to store it, at least for maybe the next 6 months. And because I've now refused to pay, we're finally in a place where they are coming to us to talk about like how we could possibly resolve this issue, which is more than they've been willing to do for the last year. So it's sort of a sad state of affairs, is that the only way you can really get their attention is by not paying. I'm becoming kind of a deadbeat to them, but we will do that. So my advice, though, is that especially for small businesses, if you're taking out a lease on anything in the tech area, do not take a lease for more than 2 years, because things are just going to change so dramatically. And you might think like, well, I'll upgrade, but sometimes what can happen is that you just don't need that equipment anymore, that something else totally different has come along and supplanted it, and then you're stuck with this like awful long-term loan. But I will keep you updated on this and tell you what the scenario is with me and CIT.